That's a ridiculous thing. It's like asking someone in Salem if they're a witch. And of course, the evidence in Salem witch trials, the ones who got executed were the ones who denied it. So that's a ridiculous and really insulting question. I think most Americans agree that when you apply for a job, a scholarship, or a promotion, you should be judged by your talent, your character, your hard work, and your achievement, not by how many diversity boxes you check out based on what race, sexual preference, sex you are. So I think the whole idea of America, we judge each individual as an individual.
So you are not a racist, or you are? Or?
Only Democrats could accuse someone as being a racist for believing that all men and women are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights. What an upside down George Orwell world we have. By doing what Donald Trump is trying to do nationwide. You cut the cost of doing business. You make sure that American industries don't pay higher taxes than the people they're competing with. You stand up against predatory trade practices by communist China. You enforce immigration laws so that you don't flood the labor markets with unskilled people who are dependent on their employer who can't stand up for their rights because of their immigration status. So enforce immigration laws, lower the burden on businesses. And it's working. That's why you have the Trump boom. I would replace it with giving people more choices, not forcing them to pay for things they don't want and they don't need, by letting people buy insurance across state lines so that you don't have these insiders in these state capitals extorting insurance companies. And I think that will bring the cost that, some of the drug prices that are being charged, some of the hospital prices are outrageous. And the reason they get away with all that is because the government is forcing people to pay for that stuff. So I think that freedom and choice in markets will fix that problem as they did before. As one who grew up on the beach, obviously New Jersey always flooded. We always had a major storm every 30 years. And unfortunately, I think the federal government created a problem, because before you had the federal flood insurance, people knew that every 20 or 30 years you'd have a flood. So people were not building these luxury houses right at the water's edge for their ocean view. So I think the best way to deal with flooding is, again, make people pay for the risks they take. I know it's not popular among some, but I think that's the solution. Well, my own party has not abandoned me. Only a congressman in Ohio who never met me, who never talked to me, said he doesn't like me. But Republicans in Atlantic County and South Jersey, they've known me for years. I've been an elected official, a county freeholder. I was the city councilman in a mostly minority city. I had popular radio shows. I wrote columns in a newspaper. I was a college professor at our local community college. So I'm known in South Jersey. And I have very strong support, which is how I won the primary. They said I came from nowhere to win the primary, but as Eddie Cantor said, it takes years of hard work to become an overnight success.